to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Sarah Jane. I go by SJ, and welcome to SJ's World. So in my previous video, I promised you that I will have a proper in detail makeup tutorial, and today is that day. I have a makeup tutorial for you. So if you don't know, in my previous video I did say that I was gonna do this, and while I was away from YouTube, I actually had the ability to get like different pieces of makeup and to just update my makeup like skills and my equipment. So I'm so excited to share that with you today. But beside that, I also have something that I really want to talk about. And as always, if you are familiar with my videos, I always have something to say, and I always am constantly learning something. So let's get into that. So today we have a yap session slash makeup tutorial, or the other way around. But yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so I told you that I got like new makeup. So let me show you what I really wanted to get, because in my previous makeup bag I had either things that were were expired or like they were just not up to date. So let me show you what I did end up getting. So if you're familiar with Essence, I think a lot of South Africans are. I got this primer. It's a wonderful primer. It's like kind of tinted, which I really like, and it has SPF. Then I also got this Mousse natural matte mousse foundation from Essence again. I end up getting this Smudge concealer, like the perfecting concealer from Smudge, and I've always had this pro concealer from LA Girl. I actually think one of my friends got me these. So today I'm not really going to do something extravagant. As you can see, I'm looking really, you know, kind of like a canvas. So I just want to get into the pieces that I use all the time when I do end up doing my makeup. And then we have this blush. I really like this blush. I got it from like a convenience store, like, you know, what is it called now, like a beauty convenience store, but I really like the color. It really pops for my skin. And then obviously I have beauty blenders. I got these chocolatey ones from Shein, and they come in this packet with these, like, you know, you can put it underneath your eye. What do you use this for again? For the you guys know what I mean when you do your little, you know, your little matte situation, because the words are not coming to me. And then I also had the ability to get this fixing spray, also again from the convenience store. And then obviously I've always had this bronze slash contour stick that I also got from the convenience store. So these are most of the pieces that I got. Oh, I'm lying, I have more. Then I have the banana powder. Yes, I have this. I do feel like though this is slightly a little bit lighter than me, so anyone who has understanding or knowledge of makeup and obviously my skin tone, I think this is a little bit too light for me. But if you guys have any other suggestions, please let me know, because actually I'm open to learning. And then I got this. I think this is probably the last thing that I got, which is the actual bronzer. I'm sorry, it's a bronzing powder. And I added a bit of this because I really wanted to kind of figure out how I can mix the two to get my specific like banana powder thing. But yeah, I'm still figuring that out. But today I'm going to show you my go-to that I use to put on my skin. And so let's do that actually. And while we get into that, I also have some things that I want to talk about, so let's get into that. Okay guys, so let's start. This is the fun part. So just mind, don't worry if I'm like, or don't be too concerned if I'm not looking into the camera, because I might just be looking at a mirror in the back because I have to see myself obviously. So starting out with this wonderful primer from Essence, like I mentioned earlier. It has SPF 30, priming, hydrating, pore minimizing, even skin tone. It has everything in this little capsule. So let's put it on my face. I think often I kind of forget to put this on my face, but I do like it, and I like the fact that it's tinted. I love the fact that it's tinted actually, but it also feels super hydrating, because every time I do use it, it feels super hydrating. So I just put it on like that, and as you can see, it's like this. it's close to my skin, which is why I really like it. And then I just go in either with the beauty blender or I go in with my hands. Oh, you know when you like filming yourself, so much things happen that's not supposed to happen, but I end up going in with my actual hands because it's like applying a lotion or cream on my face. And so this is what I really wanted to speak about too while I'm doing this. So today I really felt compelled to talk about fears, especially in your 20s. So if you don't know, I'm in my 20s and I've been learning constantly, repeatedly, all over the time, like so much things. I would say it's a revelation of sorts. And one of the things that I really almost rediscovered recently was fears. So I think I might just add my little video in, but recently I attended a karaoke like event where you know you need to sing and whatever. And a little bit of a backstory, I used to be in the choir in high school, and I used to sing a lot. So I mean, everyone sings, but like I was actually doing it on a regular basis, and I guess as I gotten older, I kind of just let that go, or I just left that in the past. And for some reason, I don't know why, going in with the foundation, I'm not sure if I should do this one because I forgot to mention this is the Fit Me Maybelline Matte Poreless, and then this is obviously the Essence, the Mousse. So I'm not really sure which one. This is really light, it's a really light tint, where this is really like full coverage. So let's go in with this one. Let's do this. I usually use the other one. Anyways, like I was saying, previously I used to be in the choir, I used to sing, on a weekly basis, and as I've gotten older, I kind of just left that behind, and I kind of just forgot about that part of me. So I signed up for the karaoke because I was like, I really wanted to sing the song. I've always had the song in my heart, and I just really wanted to sing that song. Again, I might add the video clip of me singing at the actual karaoke, but the real part comes in when, before I even stepped foot outside of my room, I was so afraid. Oh my gosh. The way I was afraid of doing this, like, I kept on telling myself, like, I kept on doubting my abilities, I just kept on doubting myself. And before I could even step foot into the karaoke room, I was questioning myself, judging myself, just so much happening in my mind. And I realized, only after I realized how crazy fear is and how it dictates what you do. So intermission, but I just like rubbed the bottom of the beauty blender on the actual foundation, and now I'm applying it to my skin. Like I mentioned, this mousse is really like full coverage, and it's almost like a natural finish. Like, you don't see it, but it's there. And so after I conquered that fear, I realized what a delusion, what a concept fear is. And so my first point of this video is, you really have to, and I wrote this down, don't let fear stop you from going after your dreams or your goals. Like, don't let fear stop you from going after your dreams or your goals, because I think fear is actually made up. I think to be afraid of something is actually something that's made up. And there's a quote that really, really like resonates with me when I think of this. I don't know who said it, but the quote goes like, fear is believing in the wrong thing to happen and having faith in the wrong thing to happen, rather than having faith in the right thing to happen. And in that moment when that happened, when I was on stage, I sang, I was really nervous before the time, but I was also enjoying everyone else's, there were people obviously going in front of me, so I was enjoying their turn and their, moment in the spotlight. But when eventually it got to my turn and I sang, I was nervous, of course, but I actually got over my fear. I don't know what happened in that moment, but I didn't feel afraid because it's a song that I really like. I really like the song. Why am I afraid to sing the song? And so do not let fear stop you. If anything, fear might just be a made-up concept. And I think as we get older, we tend to kind of just we tend to neglect some of our dreams. And I also understand the hard realities of growing up. I understand that sometimes things don't go your way and life don't always happen in the way that you want it to happen. I completely get that. So if you guys can see, like, something is already forming. Like, I can see the base. Like, I can see. That's why I like this. That's why I like this foundation. Like, you can see the change happening. It's not too much. It's a very natural finish too. Even though I do feel like it has a full coverage more than this one. This one's very light, but this one's full coverage. And you don't have to add a lot. So this is basically what I do. I just go in with a Beauty Blender foundation if I really want to do, a little bit of a something something, and just tap. Also, I know some of the girls, that do full face beads. I know that a lot of them tell you that you have to like really put on the product, but I think with my preference, I just don't prefer to like put too much product on. So to me, a light base usually works for me. So you do you, but this is my version of what makes me feel good. Anyway, so don't let fear stop you from going after your dreams, honestly, because I think it's a made up concept. And especially in your 20s, try to step outside of your comfort zone as often as possible. Do things that scare you, because you might just realize at the end of that it was actually not that scary. And if you do fail, by the way, if I do end up going to the karaoke, I flop, that's also okay. Failing is also okay, because guess what? Tomorrow will come and everyone else will forget about whatever happened. Maybe some people will remember, but it's not the end of the world. Things pass, times change. As long as you took the leap of faith and believed in yourself enough, stood in front of the crowd and sang your heart out, and done. And I can't believe after all of that, I just realized I think fear is a made up concept. It's something you are taught from a young age. But all I know is that young age. But all I know is that when God brought me into this world, I was not afraid. So I'm realizing that fear might just be a made up thing. And to back that too, it might not be that. I don't think fear should even be looked at as something bad, but rather than you are just having crazy expectations maybe on yourself, and it's coming across as fear and anxiety. So don't fear, trust yourself, right? So anyways, this is the base. I think I like this base. I think I can obviously go in with more, but like this to me, let's try more. This to me is like enough coverage, and I think it's really, you better be recording. So this to me is enough coverage, and that's the base done. Like, I love that. It's so easy and simple, and like it looks natural too. I love that. Anyways, next point. Thick concealer shade. So I might be wrong doing this, but you guys can always tell me if you have a different method. These are basically all the things that I try from watching either YouTubes or YouTube shorts, or like just makeup tutorials in general, to see what exactly they need you to do, or what and why do you apply certain makeup products in certain areas. So, and also this is the very first time that I recorded, so I might make some mistakes. Please have some patience with me as I'm learning this. But anyways, I also end up placing it on the front of my forehead, because what, to my understanding, you place concealer exactly where the light hits your face most. So that would be obviously on the forehead, it would be underneath the eye, on your chin, and usually on the top of your, like the bridge of your nose. So if you do that, I think that's probably the way to go. But this is what I do, and I'm recording it for the first time, so I'm a little bit nervous. Anyways, my second point that I wanted to make. Um, so your experiences, your emotions are all valid. Why do I say this? Is because as I'm growing up, obviously I go through my own challenges and struggles. And what those challenges and struggles have taught me over the years is lessons, and it's valid lessons. These might be lessons that not everyone have been exposed to, not everyone have encountered, and sometimes you are sitting with all of the lessons that someone really needs to hear. You know, you are the one that's literally the solution to someone's problem. But I often find myself doubting that I am adequate enough to give my opinion or to even give advice, especially to older people, because I'm realizing that I'm in a section in my life now where I can speak to the older generations and actually contribute to the conversation. But because I feel like, you need to be humble, and you need to be, what's the word, you need to be, respectful, sometimes that hinders me from really interacting with people in the way that will truly be meaningful for both parties. And so I just have had to come to learn that my opinions, my experiences, my lessons, they are valid, and they might just truly be the solution to someone's problem. Maybe someone needs to hear something that you have to say in the way that only you say it. Or maybe someone needs to see a person embody a certain characteristic that only you can see. So that's something that I also have had to come to learn. And I still struggle with it. Most of these things are things that I also struggle with, but I am trying to really learn and lean into most of these things, because I think I owe it to myself as I'm growing up to be more confident, comfortable in my skin, and to really embody who I am. And I think that's why I took the step to put myself out there and conquer my fear, sing in front of people. I've never, besides being in the choir and doing that in a group, I've never really taken the step and put myself out there as a grown adult and sing in front of an entire group of people. That's completely new to me. But I'm so happy that I took that step, because it's really important for me in my adulthood years to take those uncomfortable steps and put myself out there. And so, with concluding my second point, trust yourself. And it kind of leads into my third point, which is learn how to trust your voice and learn how to communicate better. Okay, I'm gonna stop there. So this is the concealer done. I don't think that's such a bad idea. I didn't do that bad, I think. It's actually cute. Like, also from what I saw from online. So, okay, I did the concealer, right? I put it on all the spots that highlights my face. Now, usually people also put it on the bridge of their noses, but I don't usually do that, so I'm not gonna do it. And then what I do, I take this contour stick that I got from the the convenience store, and put it all around, like just bringing, basically what contour does, it just brings back like the color into your skin, because foundation can really be a blank canvas, and then obviously putting on concealer can just highlight certain areas of your face. So putting on concealer really just brings back dimension. That's what I learned. I'm literally teaching you exactly what I learned. And so you just go in with this. Most people do it here, around the cheekbones. Some people do it here, and obviously people do it along the bridge too. Now I'm showing you only what I do on a regular basis, so I don't really do this. I don't really put concealer on the top of my bridge, so I tend to only put the contour around my cheekbones and obviously around my forehead, because that's what makes me feel more like me. Then I go in with the exact same foundation beauty blender, and I just try to get it in there. I also realize like it's really difficult with products like this. You know what? As a scientist, I'll have to figure this out, because some contour sticks are really, they're not that easy to blend, especially this one, so you really have to like tap. So I really feel like in the future I want to get into this. I'm probably gonna get into it, to be honest, but beating your face. But I try to just like blend it in so that it gives the dimension back to my face and I don't look ashy or like a blank canvas. So that's what I've learned. I'm happy that the lessons actually is working. So expanding on my last and final point, learn how to communicate better and learn to trust your voice. So all these points are based on me. I think a lot of us can resonate or relate, or I think a lot of people can relate, but these are things that I've just come to learn in my 20s, and I'm simply sharing it with you guys. But learn how to communicate and to trust your voice, especially in moments of conflict. Learn how to trust your voice, especially in moments of conflict. Am I still recording? Okay, I am. Learn how to trust your voice, especially in moments of conflict. Can I say that louder for the people at the back? Because if you are an emotional girly like myself, when there's conflict, you tend to take on the argument from a emotional state, and that can be dangerous. That's at least something that I've learned, is to learn how to manage my emotions, because something really pivotal in my 20s that I've learned is that my emotions, they really sway my opinion. Like, one moment I can feel this way, the next moment I can feel completely different. And that's because my emotions are constantly playing a part in what I decide. And what I've realized is that if I had to tell someone no, for example, if a guy had to hit on me and I say no, sometimes I tend to feel super empathetic to them, that I overstep a boundary within myself, and then I feel guilty. So then I go from no to maybe, from maybe to yes, from maybe and yes to no again, because my emotions are constantly choosing for me what is that, if that makes sense, if I'm articulating myself in the proper way. But learn how to control your emotions and learn how to stand your ground. And on top of that, articulate yourself. And that's something that I'm also learning, is learning how to articulate and communicate effectively, which I think all of us can relate, like, because it plays a part in every dimension of life. You need to know how to articulate yourself. So I think I like that actually. No brows have been done, nothing like that. But I'm gonna go in with the blush, because blush tends to bring like color back into your face. I'm going in with the blush, and I just do this. This blush is really potent, so you don't really have to do much. So I just go in with the brush and I put the blush on top of my cheekbones. Usually I smile like this. I smile to get them like in the proper space. And something that I learned, like this is like a type contour, not contour, as a part of like concealing. I don't know what the words are now, but I put this bronzing powder underneath my eye. Like I mentioned previously, because I don't have like the correct color, I end up using this bronzing powder because it's closer to my skin. So I just put it underneath my eye on top of the concealer to kind of just make sure that there's no wrinkles appearing because of the concealer. Now obviously this is still trial and error and I'm still learning, so you guys are honestly, if you have anything to tell me, any advice to give me, I'm open to learning. This is just me doing my thing, but from what I've learned, you have to kind of, if you want to get the wrinkles out of the under eye, you can put on the banana powder or set your concealer. Because I don't do a lot, I just tend to do this. Like, I don't do too much. Like, I prefer something that's very natural to me. I don't do too much of it. Again, the girls that like do a full-blown makeup or a face, a glam face, they will probably have all the tools and tips, but I kind of just do something very light, very easy for me, in that, and something I feel comfortable in. So again, just going in, actually I go in with a brown pencil. Sometimes I go in with a brown eyebrow pencil, and I just try to get my eyebrows to act accordingly, and then I take the brown pencil and I don't do much, you know. I don't do much. I just fill in the gaps. I just enhance what I already have. And I feel like you really should do something. You should do what you feel most comfortable with, and this to me is enough. Like, I feel comfortable with something like this. Now you can obviously go ahead and take the concealer and place it underneath your eyebrow to highlight it, but because I'm doing my everyday kind of go-to makeup, I don't do that. I just simply, this is kind of almost half of the makeup, or 90% of it. All we have to do now is I take the contour stick again, go on top of my lid, rub it out, just easy breezy, like not too much. Something that I feel comfortable with, because I really like the way the concealer like look on my eyelid. Now again, this is just me doing my thing. You can style this, do this in any way that fits you, but this is how I do it. And I really like the contour on my lid. So I'm not done yet. There's something that I still have to do, and don't mind me if I look behind you. It's just that the mirror's behind you. There's something that I'm missing that I'm not entirely sure what it is. I forgot. I always go in with a brown liner underneath my eye, and like, it's the mouth for me. I always do it. I really like brown liner, like on the under eye, or on the waterline, because it just, I don't know, something about bright brown liner, it just brings the look together. I'm not sure what it is, but this bad boy really knows what to do, and it just adds so much dimension to the eye. And literally that's half of it. We're almost done. I go in with this black liner, black lip liner. This is really my go-to. I always do this no matter what, makeup or no makeup. I put the black liner on my lip. As you can see, sometimes I overline, sometimes I don't. I have pretty full lips as it is, so you know, it doesn't really matter, but this is really my go-to. This is what I do all the time. Put the black liner on. Not done yet. I take the brown liner that I just put on my waterline, and I go over it like this. And wait a second, hold on a little bit. Where is it now actually? what I do all the time, I take my black liner, and this is in between steps. Obviously my time is running out with the battery, but this is what I do also a lot. I put four freckles, obviously four freckles, but my go-to. And I just like randomly, I place them randomly on my face. And then one big thing that I do is eyeliner. Now, not eyeliner, a wing liner. Now, let's pray that this works out, because honestly, I don't have a mirror. So I'm gonna bring my mirror a little bit closer to me to see exactly how to do this. It's not always perfect, but it's hella silent inside of this room. This is me focusing on doing that. Okay. One thing about doing my eyeliner, it never comes out identical. So if you guys also have like tips on that, please tell me what the fuck I should be doing, because the eyeliner never comes out identical. It always ends up being cousins, but I try my best to get them as similar as possible. So that's what I do. And then my go-to lip gloss that really makes the lips just pop is this Maybelline, what is it called? Maybelline Lifter lip gloss. And I just place it in the middle of my lips. And I mean, yum. I'm really into this. It's just so pretty. And maybe just pull this a little bit to the front. By the last step of this makeup tutorial, it's obviously the setting spray. So ooh, I just do that. Let me take my book and dry it. I'm not sure if the setting spray is working all the way, but I've had no problems with it. Again, I got it from the convenience store, beauty store. It does what it needs to do. And so just dry it, and that literally is all I do. This is the makeup that I do. This is my go-to, and I'm so happy that I just advanced, even if it's a little bit. I really, I try to upskill my makeup knowledge, and to get, how can I say this? I just really try to find ways to make my makeup look better and last longer, and also to get products that's reusable, not only reusable, but like will last long, and obviously are not on the brink of expiration. And so guys, before I leave this video, I just want to iterate or reiterate the points that I made in this video. As I said earlier, fear tends to hold us back from a lot of things. It tends to nag at your confidence, and I think we believe in fear way more than we have faith in ourselves. And this is just my love letter to myself and to everyone that's watching, is that fear is almost like, I swear, fear is a made-up concept. I think it's something that we've been taught from a young age, and something that I'm realizing more and more of is that I didn't grow up with fear. With time, fear just got taught to me. With time I just started picking up that this is something I should fear, this is something that I fear. But in your 20s, I highly suggest that you truly tap into yourself, and really I encourage you to step outside of your boundaries, step outside of your comfort zone, and do something that scares you, because 9 out of 10 times it tends to be, it's not real, okay? The fear that's in your head, it's not real, it's made up. So I highly suggest that you step outside of your comfort zone and actually try something that scares the shit out of you. You might just be surprised, because I surely was. My second point is to truly trust your experiences, trust the lessons that you've learned, trust yourself. I would forever say that. Trust yourself, learn to trust yourself at least, because the experiences that you bring, the knowledge that you bring, the lessons that you've learned are exactly and might be exactly what someone needs to hear, what someone needs to know. Maybe you hold literally the key to their solution, and you never know. So don't feel inadequate. And obviously it's easier said than done, but really try to work on that blind spot where you feel inadequate to bring your perspective to the table or bring your opinion to the table. What you have to say is real and it's valid, and it might just change someone's life, truly. And then my last and final point is to really lean into learning how to communicate effectively, and how to just manage your emotions. Learn how to communicate. Communication is essential across every type of relationship. Actually, you will always have to communicate yourself effectively, and that's something that I'm also still learning. Learn to communicate and learn to control your emotions, especially if you're a lady like myself and you tend to be highly emotional in situations of conflict, or in situations of conflict. Learn to communicate and to really control your emotions, because what I've learned with having emotions is that it sways your decisions sometimes, and then you end up making decisions based off of those emotions, and it might not be the right decisions that you should be making in that moment. And so I will close off with saying that all the things that I'm telling you are things that I constantly learn is things that I constantly learn and tell myself. And I just wanted to bring it to you today, plus a makeup tutorial. This is literally what I do. I like this look. This works for me. I love it. I love the way it looks. It looks like me. I feel natural. I feel comfortable. I feel confident. So that's it for me today. Thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. If you liked the makeup tutorial, give a thumbs up, and if you have anything that you took away from the video, leave it in the comments down below. For me, that's all today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So bye, see you in the next one.